Good morning, everyone. For today's pre-bid conference attendance, we have Engineer Edwin E. Nacorda, back chairperson. We have Engineer Rodel A. Ridao, back regular member. For back provisional member, we have Engineer Marilyn D. Pionda and Engineer Dandy M. Galzano. For back secretariat member, Engineer Alec Nadigi Napugado, yours truly, Miss Edna Corato, Miss Gloria L. Duga, and Miss Liza Enapco. We also have Engineer Elvin C. Pulangos, back vice chairperson. For back DPWH members, we have Engineer Leone P. Laserio, Engineer James Leon, Engineer Angel Bertimo, and Mr. Martin Rogers. For the representative from the Planning and Design Section, we have Engineer Near Elaine Lapidas, Sir Robert Nandaya, and Engineer Julian May Plaza. We also have representatives from the contractors, Engineer Giselle May Balista of the ARA Builders, Ross Brian Chua of YPC, Engineer Rosemary Humamoy from Gas Builders and Supplies, Engineer Oscar Hernandez III from YPC, Jedeline D. From YPC, Sherilyn Silagan of YPC, and Rumel Perata of YPC. For the online participant, we have no online participants for the show. That is all.
So, thank you. The bids on our Arts Committee are not present, so since we are in Toronto, we proceed the private conference for Project ID, Contract ID 26-001, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And for Contract ID 26-001, Rehabilitation, Reconstruction of roads, weed slips, slope collapse, and landslides, and Butuan, Talacogon-Loreto-Veruela-Sta Road. 13 participant plus 125 to 1347 plus 261. With an EBC of 31,089,520 pesos and a contract duration of 288 calendar days. And the next is 26-002, Rehabilitation, Reconstruction of roads, reconstruction of roads with slips, slope collapse, and landslide along NRG Cuevas Bislig Road, 1386 plus 036 to 1386 plus 154. With an EBC of 36,909,740 pesos and a contract duration of 292 calendar days. Next is 26-003, Rehabilitation, Major Repair of Permanent Bridges, Tagabaka Bridge with a bridge ID of B01800 along Butuan, Talacogon-Loreto-Veruela-Sta Road with an EBC of 7,653,200 pesos and a contract duration of 106 calendar days. Next is Contract ID 26-004, Rehabilitation, Major Repair of Permanent Bridges, Bagang Bridge with a bridge ID of B00787 along Inardi, San Francisco, Bahi, Barobo with an EBC of 9,604,000 pesos and a contract duration of 109 calendar days. Next is Contract ID 26-005, Retrofitting, Strengthening of Permanent Bridges, Panagangan Bridge 1 with a bridge ID of B01818 along the Talacogon-Loreto-Veruela-Sta with an EBC of 9,604,000 and a contract duration of 109 calendar days. And the last project is 26-006, Widening of Permanent Bridges, Cuevas Bridge with a bridge ID of B0078 along NRG Cuevas Bislig Road with an EBC of 23,689,540 pesos with a contract duration of 240 calendar days. So we'll proceed for the presentation of the technical document. So, i-encourage mo nga mo, please ask question during the presentation if you are interested in the project. So, please proceed.
Good morning, everyone. For today's PVC, that is the first project that I will be presenting is the Rehabilitation, Reconstruction of roads with slope collapse and landslide along Butuan City-Talacogon-Loreto-Veruela-Sta Josefa Road. The project limit on kilometer 1347 plus 125 to 1347 plus 216. With a total target area 2,193 square meters. Location of the project, La Paz, Agusan del Sur. Has an appropriation of 31,724,000 with an ABC of 31,089,520 pesos with a total calendar days of 288. Classification of slope protection, source of land for 2026. So this is the location of the project. So this way is leading to Talacogon and this way is to Poblacion La Paz. And this junction is to Magbuya, Pumota. These are the digital photos. So for the plan of profile, for the plan, we have two sections. First section is at 1347 plus 135. Ang location nila ito sa one berm na slope protection and it will end at 1347 plus 177.55. And for the second location of the two berm slope protection will be 1347 plus 180 to 1347 plus 260. So this is the typical section for reinforced concrete slope protection. So we have the existing carriageway and the location of our slope protection at the left side is will be offset at a distance of 5.35 away from the existing carriageway. So we are using a reinforced concrete slope protection and the industry. And we don't introduce steel sheet piles in this area. So we only have footing. So for two berms with steel sheet piles for protection. So naka-offset gapon siya at 5.35. And we're using U-pile with a length of 12 meters. These are the four sections. So for the program of works, facilities for the engineer, construction of field office for the engineer, 1 lump sum. Provision of furniture, fixtures, equipment, and appliances for the field office for the engineer, 1. Under this item is 1 unit of desktop computer, administrative use, and multi-function A4. Other general requirements, construction surveillance taking, 0.136 kilometers, project billboard, signboard, 4 each, occupational safety and health program, 1, traffic management, 1 lump sum, mobilization, demobilization, 1 lump sum. For earthworks, surplus common excavation, 1,333.84 cubic meters, embankment from roadway, / structure excavation, 429.9 cubic meters. Drainage and slope protection structures, structural steel sheet piles, furnace 2,400 meters, for treatment 2,340 meters. For reinforcing steel, 2,602.78 kilograms, structural concrete 20.68 megapascal plus 8, 49.28 cubic meters. And for the link concrete, 63.16, concrete slope protection, 459.49 cubic meters. For miscellaneous structures, reflectorized thermoplastic pavement markings white, 34.4 square meters. These are the quarry source for unpicked application for our outsourced materials. For item 200 will be at New Mao, which will be Agusan del Sur with a distance of 60 kilometers. For sand will be taken at Walo, Mayong River, by Walo, Loreto, Agusan del Sur with a hauling distance of 18 kilometers. And for brass will be at San Ignacio, Quinto, Agusan del Sur with a hauling distance of 85 kilometers. reinforcing steel bar and steel sheet bars will be taken at Davao City without a distance of 151 kilometers. Minimum equipment requirements: dump truck 4 units, payloader 1, backhoe 1, road grader 1, preparatory roller 1, water truck 1, transit mixer 2 units, bulldozer 1, truck mounted crane 1, vibro hammer 1, cargo truck 2 units, concrete vibrator 1, concrete squeezer 1, concrete saw 1, bar cutter 1, total station 1, concrete mixer 1, blade compactor single direction 1, set applicator machine 1, milling machine 1, drill sealer 1. Sorry, drill sealer will be wala na din sa kaya wala na tayo. Bar binder 1, genset 1. That's all for
Thank you. Any questions from the contractors? Any clarification or questions? So hearing none, we'll proceed for the next project. So contract ID 26NC002. Kami pa? I will skip the contract ID NC002. We'll proceed for the next project at 26 NC003. Rehabilitation of Tagabaka Bridge.
For our next project under pre-bid conference, we have Rehabilitation Major Repair of Permanent Bridges, Tagabaka Bridge, B01800MN along Butuan City-Talacogon-Loreto-Veruela-Sta Josefa Road, located at Agusan del Sur, under the category Rehab Major Repair, with specifics: removal and replacement of bank protection, approach slabs, and 4 blocks PCCP, installation of expansion joints, and application of carbon fiber on girders. Bridge stationing, kilometer 1372 plus 775 to kilometer 1372 plus 790.8, with bridge length 15.8 meters. Bridge type RCGG, number of span 1, appropriation 7,840,000 pesos, with an ABC of 7,683,200 pesos. Project duration 106 calendar days. Source of fund GAA FY 2026 under Fisaro Schedule 1. So for the bridge profile, Tagabaka Bridge was constructed year 2015. So the existing bridge has served the public for 11 years. So for the location map of Tagabaka Bridge, this is the Tagabaka Bridge. This direction is going to Poblacion, Loreto, while this way is going to Binucayan, Loreto, and this direction is going to La Paz. For the geotag, there are actual photos on site. We have here the beginning of the project and the end of the project. For the condition on site, as per latest BMS assessment, it has been observed that there's a settlement at abutment A with depth of 0.4 meters and abutment B 0.15 meters. And also, there's a material loss in each sides of abutments A and B, and there's honeycomb on girders near abutment. So for the general plan of Tagabaka Bridge, part of this project is the removal and replacement of approach slabs A and B, and also there's an embankment underneath for the settlement issue. Then we also have the removal and replacement of PCCP, 6
6.7 by 4.5, also with embankment for approach A and B. We also have the installation of expansion joint finger type for A and B. And under the bridge, we have the removal and replacement of damaged bank protection, 0.3 meter thick, with lean concrete 0.10 meter thick, 9 meters each side, or 18 meters per abutment. So note that all RSB from damaged structures subject for replacement will be turned over to the implementing office. For the general elevation of Tagabaka Bridge, again, we have the installation of expansion joint finger type at A and B. We have the removal and replacement of approach slabs A and B, and also PCCP 6.7 by 4.5 with embankment for settlement. We also have the carbon fiber sheet at both ends of girders. We also have the removal and replacement of damaged bank protection. And also note of this portion, this is the RC bank protection covering the abutment. So be reminded also again that the RSB from damaged structure subject for replacement will be turned over to the implementing office. So for the bank protection detail, we have here reinforced concrete 0.3 meter thick, lean concrete 0.10 meter thick with whip holes, RC footing of 1.8 by 0.5, altitude of 4.5, ratio of 1:1. And for RSP schedule, we have 16 mm diameter for horizontal bars spaced at 0.4, 12 mm diameter for vertical bars, also spaced at 0.4. For the RC footing, we have 10 pieces, 16 mm diameter horizontal bars, and for the vertical bars, 12 mm diameter spaced at 0.4. Note, concrete cover of 50 mm. So distance covered for the bank protection, 9 meters each side or 18 meters per abutment. Part of this project also, we have the transverse expansion joint finger type to be installed in between approach slab and deck slab. This is for A and B. We also have the application of carbon fiber sheet. Carbon fiber sheet, 1 layer, wrapped in our girders at both ends with length of 3.95. So for the program of work of Tagabaka Bridge, we have Part A, facilities for the engineers, provision of field office for the engineer rental basis or the bunkhouse rental. We have 4 months. For the Part B, other general requirements, bridge survey and staking 1 lump sum, project billboard and signboard 4 each, occupational safety and health program 1 lump sum, traffic management 1 lump sum, move the move 1 lump sum. For the Part C, earthwork, we have clearing and grubbing 0.144 hectares, removal of actual structure substruction 0.28 meter thick, PCCP unreinforced. This is for the existing unreinforced PCCP for block 60.3 square meters. For the removal of actual structure substruction 0.3 meter thick or our existing approach slabs, we have 80 square meters. For the removal of structure and obstruction concrete, this is from the damaged bank protection, we have 64.8 cubic meters. For the embankment from Barobo common soil, this is for the settlement under the PCCP and also access road leading to the bottom of under the bridge. We have 307.24 cubic meters. For the Part D, sub-base and base course, we have item 200 under PCCP, 30.4 cubic meters. For the Part E, surface courses, we have PCCP unreinforced 0.28 meter thick, 60.3 square meters. For the PCCP 0.3 meter thick, we have 80 square meters. For Part F, reinforcing steel grade 40, we have 986.81 kilograms. For the structural concrete 20.68 MPa, this is for the RC footing, we have 32.4 cubic meters. For the lean concrete class D, we have 18 cubic meters. For the expansion joint 50 mm gap steel finger type, we have 14.64 linear meters. For the carbon fiber sheet, one layer for girders at both ends, 94.8 square meters. For the drainage and slope protection structures, we have grouted riprap class A. This is for the end protection works. We have 19.2 cubic meters. For the concrete slope protection or the RC pump protection, we have 100.8 cubic meters. So for this project, the material price is based on median of at least 3 canvas prices, and the equipment rate is based on ASL rate 27th edition. So since Tagabaka Bridge is located at Loreto and just near the La Paz, it falls under dry operated. So for clarification, the equipment rate guidelines, memorandum dated April 27, clause 1.2, the prescribed rate shall remain applicable provided that the prevailing fuel price in the project locality does not exceed the maximum fuel price, which is 90 per liter. So in clause 1.3, in the event that the prevailing fuel price exceeds the assumed fuel price in the ASL equipment guidebook, the concerned IO may determine the appropriate equipment rental rate using the dry operated rental rates. So for this project, nearest to Loreto is La Paz. So under DOE, the fuel price dated April 30, 2026, pagpasok sa Dance Anino project, fuel price is 93.86, meaning it's dry operated. So this is the DOE published for the week April 28 to May 4, 2026. Napasok ang April 30 na date Anino Dance. So for Tagabaka Bridge, located at Loreto, nearest to Loreto is La Paz, 93.86, meaning dry operated. So equipment rate of this project is the dry operated rate plus fuel and lubricant. So for the quarry sources, our embankment will be from within 5 kilometer radius of the project site. Our sand will be from Walo Umayam River Quarry with hauling distance of 7.5 kilometers. Our gravel crushed will be from Simulao River Quarry, San Ignacio Trento with hauling distance of 65 kilometers. For the boulders, it will be from Salvacion Bahayan River Quarry, hauling distance of 55 kilometers. For the cement, it will be from this office with hauling distance of 84 kilometers away from the project site. Our RSB will be from Davao City with hauling distance of 193 kilometers to our project site. So for the equipment requirement, we have bulldozer 1, dump truck 2, payloader, backhoe with breaker, jackhammer, boom truck, concrete vibrator, concrete screeder, cargo, vibratory roller, water truck 1 unit, for the transit mixer 2 units, 1 bagger mixer, welding machine, and grout mixer 1 unit. That's all, sir, for the Tagabaka Bridge.
Thank you. So to the contractors, any questions or clarifications? Hearing none, we'll proceed to the next project. 26 NC004.
Next project, we have Rehabilitation Major Repair of Permanent Bridges, Bagang Bridge, B00787MN along NRJ, San Francisco, Bahi, Barobo Road, located at San Francisco, Agusan del Sur. Category, Rehab Major Repair with specifics, removal and replacement of deck slab, approach slabs, and back protection, installation of expansion joints, and application of carbon fiber on girders. So for the bridge stationing, we have bridge stationing, kilometer 1313 plus 455 to 471. Bridge length of 16 meters. Bridge type, RCDG, number of span 1, appropriation 9.8 million, ABC of 9,604,000 pesos. Project duration of 109 calendar days. Source of fund, GAA FY 2026 under Fisaro Schedule 1. For the bridge profile of Camp Bagang Bridge, it was constructed year 1981, repaired and rehabilitated year 2014 by maintenance section, and widened under GAA 2025 at both sides. So the existing bridge has served the public for 45 years already. For the location map, this is the Camp Bagang Bridge. This way is going to Barobo and this way is going to SF Rotonda. This is SF Rotonda. For the geotag photo and actual photo on site, this is the beginning of the project and the end of the project. For the condition on site, as per latest BMS assessment, it has been observed that there's a scaling in the approach slabs and also deteriorated sealant at abutments, expansion joint water leakage, then damaged ground protection, then scaling at the whole deck, then bar exposure at G1 near the abutment. So for the general plan of Camp Bagang Bridge, part of this project is the removal and replacement of the whole deck and also the approach slabs A and B, installation of expansion joint at A and B, and we have under the bridge RC bank protection of 0.3 meter thick with lean concrete 0.10 meter thick, RC footing 0.4 by 1.5. Distance covered is 8.5 at A and B. So 8.5. This is just the gap in between the widened left and right side. So for the general elevation of Camp Bagang Bridge, note that the post railings and sidewalks of the existing two lanes or the inner lanes were already removed as part of the FY 2025 widening of bridge at both sides. So for the rehab, we have removal and replacement of deck slab of the inner lanes only. Then application of carbon fiber wrapped in our girders at both ends. Then we have the installation of expansion joint at finger type A and B. Then removal and replacement also of the approach slabs A and B. Then under the bridge, we have the RC bank protection to the inner lanes, 0.3 meter thick with lean concrete 0.10 meter thick. So note, all RSB from damaged structures subject for replacement will be turned over to the implementing office. So for the bank protection details, we have RC bank protection 0.3 meter thick, lean concrete 0.10 meter thick with width holes, RC footing of 1.5 by 0.4, altitude of 3 meters, ratio of 1:1.5. For the RSB schedule, we have 16 mm diameter for the horizontal bars, spaced at 0.4, and for the vertical bars, we have 12 mm diameter. For the RC footing, we have 10 pieces, 16 mm diameter for the horizontal bars, and 12 mm diameter for the vertical bars, spaced at 0.4. Note 50 mm concrete cover. So distance covered of the bank protection is 8.5 per abutment. Part of this project is also the installation of transverse expansion joint at A and B, specifically installed in between the approach slab and the deck slab. So for the approach slab, this is the 4 lanes orientation. So this is the widened approach slab under GAA FY 2025. So we will just remove and replace the inner approach slabs. We also have the application of carbon fiber. So carbon fiber sheet, 2 layers, wrapped on girders at both ends with length of 3.8. This is the girder, wrapped in 2 layers of carbon fiber sheet, 1.2 mm thick, length of 3.8. So for the program of work of Camp Bagang Bridge, we have Part A, facilities for the engineer. Provision of field office for the engineer rental basis or the bank house rental, we have 4 months. For Part B, we have bridge surveillance taking 1 lump sum, project billboard and signboard for each, occupational safety and health program 1 lump sum, traffic management 1 lump sum, and move 1 lump sum. For Part C, earthwork, we have removal of actual structures and obstruction, 0.3 meter thick, PCCP reinforced, 80 square meters. For the removal of structures and obstruction concrete, this is for the deck slab and the damaged bank protection, we have 35.42 cubic meters. For the embankment from Barobo common soil, this is under the bridge, which is the bank protection, and also the transition for detour purposes, 1,167.4 cubic meters. And for the Part D, sub-base and base course, we have item 200. This is under approach labs and the detour surfacing, 96 cubic meters. And for the surface courses, we have PCCP 0.3 meter thick, 80 square meters. For the Part F, we have reinforcing steel, grade 40. This is for the deck slab and RC footing, 472.94 kilograms. For the reinforcing steel, grade 60, for the deck slab, we have 13,899.54 kilograms. For the structural concrete, 20.68 MPa, we have 10.2 cubic meters. For 27.58 MPa, we have 25.22 cubic meters. For the lean concrete, we have 8.5 cubic meters. For the expansion joint 50 mm gap, we have 14.8 linear meters. For the carbon fiber sheet 2 layers, 80.56 square meters. For the drainage and slope protection works, we have concrete slope protection, 27.2 cubic meters. For the miscellaneous structures, reflectorized pavement, thermoplastic pavement markings white, 6.2 square meters. And for the yellow, 9.3 square meters. So coverage of the paintings, markings, bridge plus approach labs only. So again, for the equipment rate, since this is located at San Francisco and under DOE released for this week, for the covered week, 85.5 fuel price. So this falls under fully operated. This is the DOE published fuel price, 85.5. Fully operated, so meaning, kung sa itong naa sa accelerate, muna itong magigamit na price for this project. So for the quarry sources, we have the sand from Patrocinio, Santa Josefa, with hauling distance of 74.5 kilometers to our project site. The gravel crushed will be from Simulao River Quarry, San Ignacio, Trento, with hauling distance of 80 kilometers to our project site. And cement will be from this office with hauling distance of 7 kilometers to the project site. RSB is from Davao City with hauling distance of 212 kilometers to our project site. For the equipment requirement, we have dump truck, 2 units, payloader, backhoe with breaker, jackhammer, vibratory roller, water truck, 1 unit, transit mixer, concrete vibrator, 2 units, concrete spreader, cargo, truck, 1 bagger mixer, milling machine, grout machine, plate compactor, kneading machine, applicator machine, 1 unit. That's all, sir, for Camp Bagang Bridge.
Thank you. Any questions, clarifications regarding the presentation of Bagang Bridge? Hearing none, we'll proceed to the next project. 26 inches 005, Panagangan Bridge. Kaya pa magkalipahangan?
Kaya pa. Next project, we have retrofitting, strengthening of permanent bridges, Panagangan Bridge 1, B01818MN along Butuan, City-Talacogon-Loreto-Veruela-Sta Road, located at La Paz, Agusan del Sur, under the category retrofitting, strengthening with specifics application of carbon fiber sheets and plate, construction of approach slab B, expansion joint, and asphalt overlay. Bridge stationing, kilometer 1358 plus 007 to 028.6. Bridge length, 21.6 meters. Bridge type, PCDG, number of span 1, appropriation 9.8 million, ABC of 9,604,000 pesos. For the project duration, we have 109 calendar days. Source of fund, again, GAA 2026 under Pizarro Schedule 1. So for the bridge profile of Panagangan Bridge, it was constructed year 2012, so it has served the public for 14 years. For the location map, this is the Panagangan Bridge. This way is going to Loreto, while this way is going to Talacogon, and this way is going to Valentina, La Paz. For the geotech photo or actual photo on site, the beginning of the project and the end of the project. For the condition on site, as per latest BMS assessment, it has been observed that there's a scaling for the whole deck. There's no approach slab, concrete approach slab at abutment B, and there's honeycomb on inner girders. So for the general plan of Panagangan Bridge, expansion joint finger type at A and B, approach slab B. So we have here the existing approach slab A, okay lang na siya then. We will construct the approach slab B. And also after that is the asphalt overlay for the bridge plus approach slabs. For the general elevation, we have here expansion joint at A and B, asphalt overlay, approach slab B, then carbon fiber plates and sheets. So for carbon fiber, we have here carbon fiber sheet 2 layers at both ends of girders, length of 5.4. We also have the carbon fiber sheet 2 layers at lower deck in grid form. Then we also have the carbon fiber plate 4 strips, length of 20.8 at the bottom of 2 inner girders only. So for the carbon fiber, again, we have here the carbon fiber sheet 2 layers at the bottom of the deck slab in grid form. So here's the detail. So for the longitudinal, 250 mm by 20,800 mm by 1.2 mm thick for the longitudinal, this portion. Then for the transverse, we have 250 mm by 1,200 mm by 1.2 mm thick, this. Again, from the previous slide, the deck slab in grid form na carbon fiber sheet. Also, we have the 2 layers carbon fiber sheet on girders at both ends. Then we also have the 4 strips carbon fiber plate for inner girders only. So part of this project also we have the transverse expansion joint finger type at A and B. So for the program of work, Part A, facilities for the engineer, we have provision of field office for the engineer rental basis, the bunkhouse rental, 4 months. For other general requirements, bridge survey and staking, 1 lump sum. Project billboard signboard, 4 each. Occupational safety and health program, 1 lump sum. Traffic management, 1 lump sum. Move and demove, 1 lump sum. For the earthwork, we have clearing and grubbing, 0.036 hectares. For the sub-base and base course, we have aggregate sub-base course 8 cubic meters. This is under approach lab 8B, approach lab B. Then for the surface courses, we have emulsified asphalt, 239.84 square meters. And bituminous concrete bearing surface course hot plate 50 mm, 239.84 square meters also. We also have the PCCP, 0.3 meter thick, 40 square meters. For the bridge construction, part F, we have paint for the concrete structure, 73.79 square meters. For the expansion joint, 40.8 linear meters. We also have the forms and false work in support for the application and installation of carbon fiber. We have one lump sum. We have carbon fiber sheet 2 layers, 272.3 square meters. For the plate, we have 8.32 square meters. For the miscellaneous structures, we have reflectorized thermoplastic pavement markings white, 6.32 square meters. And for the yellow, we have 9.48 square meters. So again, material price is based on median of at least 3 canvas prices. Equipment rate is based on Accelerate 27th edition. But this, since this is located at La Paz, so it falls under dry operated. Again, the DOE fuel price for the specific week. So dry operated meaning the equipment rate is computed through dry operated plus fuel plus lubricant. So for the quarry sources, the sand will be from Patrocinio, Santa Josefa, with hauling distance of 60 kilometers away from the project site. Our gravel crush will be from Simula River Quarry, San Ignacio, Trento, with hauling distance of 76.5 away from our project site. The cement will be from this office, 67 kilometers to our project site. The RSB will be from Davao City with hauling distance of 209 kilometers to our project site. For the minimum equipment requirement, we have bulldozer 1, dump truck 2, payloader, vibratory roller, water truck, asphalt distributor, boom truck, asphalt paver, pneumatic tire roller, tandem steel roller, cargo truck, kneading machine, applicator machine, air compressor, generator set, grinding machine with accessories, 1 unit. That's all, sir, for Panagangan Bridge 1.
Thank you. Any questions, clarifications for retrofitting of Panagangan Bridge? Hearing none, we'll proceed to the next project. 26 inches 006, widening of Cuevas Bridge.
Next project, we have widening of permanent bridges, Cuevas Bridge D00789MN along NRJ Cuevas Bislig Road, located at Trento, Agusan del Sur, under the category widening of bridge. Specifics, additional 1 lane at both sides. Bridge stationing, kilometer 1372 plus 345 to 359.85. Bridge length, 14.85 meters. For the bridge type, RCDG, number of span 1, appropriation 24,173,000 pesos. For the ABC, we have 23,689,540 pesos. For the project duration, 240 calendar days. Source of fund, again, GAA 2026, under Fisaro Schedule 1. Bridge profile of Cuevas Bridge. It was constructed year 1997. It has repaired and rehabilitated by maintenance section year 2024. So it has served the public for 29 years already. So for the location map, this is the Cuevas Bridge. This way is going to Bislig and this way is going to Trento Rotonda. This is Trento Rotonda. So for the geotech photo or actual photo on site, this is the beginning of the project and the end of the project. For the general plan, we have here the existing RCDG bridge, the center line. So our project is widening at both sides, meaning 1 lane on the left and 1 lane at the right side. Under the bridge, we also have the RC bank protection with SSP. Length of SSP, 3 meters. Distance covered of 18 meters each side or 36 each abutment. We also have the transition access road leading to the construction site. Also routed riprap with end protection works. So for a closer look, showing you the one side only at the right side. So widening one lane, deck slab, the approach slab. Then under the bridge, we have the RC bank protection. So for the general elevation of Cuevas Bridge, we have here the bridge with length of 14.85 meters. At abutment A, we will drive precast concrete pile, 400 by 400 mm, length of 20 meters. Number of piles to be driven, 12 pieces, with actual capacity of 1,463 kilonewton. And at abutment B, same size but length of 18 meters, number of piles also 12 pieces, and actual capacity of 1,732 kilonewton. And under the bridge, we have the RC bank protection with SSP, driven SSP. Length of SSP or the steel sheet pile is 3 meters. Distance covered, 18 each side or 36 meters per abutment. Note that all RSB from structure to be removed will be turned over to the implementing office. We also have the transition leading to this side for the widening, 30 meters. So for the typical cross-section, we have here the existing abutment, and this is our proposed abutments, widened at both sides. Embankment and grouted riprap as protection. So for the section view of the foundation layout, we have here the existing abutment, then existing driven piles. So this portion is to be chipped off. Then we will drive the RC pile for the widening. Space at 1.5. Then at the top, we have the the girders, RCDG. 3 space as at 1.45 or 1,450 mm. So this is the existing one lane portion. Then this is the widening at one lane, one side only. So for the superstructure detail, we have here the existing bridge to be widened at both sides, 3.66 plus 1.2 sidewalk, and also at the right side, same dimension. So for the type of structure, span 14.85, girder type RCDG, girder depth 1.1, and girder spacing of 1.45. So part of this project also is the expansion joint. So for the transverse expansion joint, we have the steel finger type. And for the longitudinal expansion joint, we have the structural steel furnished and fabricated. This portion. So transverse at A and B, steel finger type, and for the longitudinal, in between existing slab and the new slab is the steel angular bar with plate cover. So this is the orientation of the abutment. This is the existing abutment and the widening at both sides. For the approach lab, 4 lanes orientation. We have here the existing approach lab. And this is part of our widening of approach labs at both sides and at A and B. So for the bank protection details, we have the RC bank protection. Reinforced concrete 0.3 meter thick, lead concrete of 0.10 meter thick with bit holes, ratio of 1:1, altitude of 3.5, and we also have the pile cap 0.7 by 0.4, and steel sheet pile length of 3 meters. And for the RSP schedule, we have 12 mm diameter for the vertical bars, spaced at 0.4, and 16 mm diameters for the horizontal bars. For the pile cap, 6 pieces, 16 mm diameter horizontal bar, and 12 mm diameter for the vertical bar, spaced at 0.4. So steel sheet pile again, 3 meters. Distance covered for the bank protection is 18 meters each side, or 36 meters per abutment. And for the steel sheet pile properties, type 2. For the program of work, Part A, facilities for the engineer, construction of field office for the engineer, 1 lump sum. For other general requirements, bridge survey and staking, 1 lump sum. For the project billboard and signboard, 4 each. For the occupational safety and health program, 1 lump sum. Traffic management, 1 lump sum. Move, demove, 1 lump sum. For the earthwork, we have clearing and grubbing, 0.15 hectares. For the removal of structure and obstruction, concrete, existing concrete structures, we have 143.91 cubic meters. For the structure excavation, common soil, we have 93.8 cubic meters. For the embankment from Barobo, common soil, this is under the bridge, and also the transition or the access road, we have 2,135.37 cubic meters. For the sub-base and base course, item 200 under approach labs, we have 16 cubic meters. For the surface courses, PCCP 0.3 meter thick, 80 square meters. For the Part F bridge construction, we have precast concrete piles furnished, 400 by 400 mm, length at abutment A, 20, length at abutment B, 18 meters, total quantity of 418 meters. For the structural steel sheet piles furnished, length of 3 meters, we have 420 meters. For the structural steel sheet pile driven, 378 meters. For the precast concrete piles driven, we have 385 meters. For the test piles furnished and driven, 400 by 400 mm. For abutment A and B, length is 32 meters, total quantity of 64 meters. For the concrete railing standard, we have 40.85 meters. For the structural steel furnished and fabricated, this is for the longitudinal expansion joint, 568.04 kilograms. For the reinforcing steel grade 40, we have 3,032 kilograms. For the grade 60, we have 41,710.64 kilograms. For the structural concrete 27.58 MPa, we have 157.81 cubic meters. For lean concrete, 45.10 cubic meters. For the paint, this is for the concrete structures, we have 91.93 square meters. For expansion joint, for the transverse connection, we have 14.64 linear meters. For the drainage and slope protection structures, we have grouted recrop class A. This is for protection for the road approaches and end protection works, 75.01 cubic meters. For the concrete slope protection under the bridge, we have 151.2 cubic meters. For the drain pipe or the deck drains, we have 11 linear meters. For the miscellaneous structures, reflectorized thermoplastic pavement markings Y, 12.77 square meters. So for this project, since this is located at Trento, nearest to Trento under DOE is San Francisco. So this will fall under fully operated. So San Francisco, 85.50. So below 90 pesos. Fully operated. So for the quarry sources, again from the embankment will be from Candies Mountain Quarry with hauling distance of 20 kilometers to our project site. The sand will be from Patrocinio, Santa Josefa, with hauling distance of 9 kilometers away from our project site. The gravel crush will be from Simulao River Quarry, San Ignacio, Trento, with hauling distance of 11 kilometers to our project site. The aggregate sub-base course will be from Salvacion, Bahayan, and also the boulders, with hauling distance of 5 kilometers to our project site. The cement will be from this office with hauling distance of 62.5 kilometers to our project site. The RSB will be from Davao City with hauling distance of 130 kilometers to our project site, and also the steel sheet piles. For the minimum equipment requirement, bulldozer 1 unit, dump truck 2 units, payloader, backhoe with breaker, plate compactor, water truck, vibratory roller 1 unit. For transit mixer, concrete vibrator 2 units, concrete spreader, diesel hammer, drop hammer 1 unit, jack hammer 2 units, cargo truck, truck mounted crane, milling machine, applicator machine, 1 bagger mixer, grout mixer, vibro hammer, welding machine 1 unit. That's all, sir, for Cuevas Bridge.
Thank you. Any questions, clarifications for the widening of Cuevas Bridge? Okay, none. So, by the way, all projects located in La Paz or Loreto, equipment rental rates are drive operated. Proceed for the next project. 26 NC002. Slips. Cuevas Bislig.
Good morning, everyone. This is for the rehabilitation or reconstruction of roads with slips, slope collapse, and landslide along NRJ Cuevas Bislig Road, K1386 plus 036 to K1386 plus 154. With a type of work of construction of road slope protection structure, I target area of 2,242 square meters located at Agusan del Sur, with an appropriation of 37,663,000 pesos, an ADC of 36,909,740, and a project duration of 292 calendar days under GAA FY 2026 as source of fund. So this is the location map and the geotag photos. So for the typical end schedule, we will provide two berms for station 1386 plus 036 to 130, and one berm only for 130 to 150. And then this is the schedule as typical for the slope 3 details, pile cap, concrete block or parapet details, and top berm and concrete shoulder connection. Also, at the beginning of the project, we will provide a chute because we will no longer continue the existing canal made by the regional office. So, in terms of connection between the existing slope protection chute and the new proposed slope protection, since this is the chute, we will
extend 1 meter for the connection or splicing. And then sa chute, we will also provide a energy dissipator. Energy dissipator. 0.100 meters spacing for horizontal and 200 for vertical. So for the plan and profile, and for the plan and profile, and for the cross sections, for the bill of quantities, facilities for the engineer, provision of field office for the engineer rental basis, 10 months, provision of furnitures or fixtures, equipment and appliances for the field office for the engineer, 1 lump sum. This includes desktop computer, specialized software application use, 1 unit, and multifunction inkjet printer, 1 unit. For the other general requirements, construction surveillance key, 0.118 kilometers, project billboard or signboard for each, occupational safety and health program, 1 lump sum, traffic management, 1 lump sum, MOBI or demobilization, 1 lump sum. For earthworks, clearing and grubbing, 0.20 hectares, removal of actual structures or obstruction, 0.15 meter thick PCCP, 236 square meters, and for the 0.28 meter thick PCCP, 790.60 square meters. For removal of structures and obstructions for the existing canal and slope protection, 337.28 cubic meters. Removal of existing guardrails and guardrails posts, 118 linear meter and 31 each respectively. And for surplus common excavation, 1,088.04 cubic meters. Embankment from roadway or structure excavation, 642.79 cubic meters. And for subgrade preparation, 631.30 square meters. For subbase and base course, Portland cement stabilized road mix course, 236 cubic meters. For PCCP unreinforced 0.15 meter thick, 14 days, 236 square meters, and for PCCP unreinforced 0.28 meter thick, 790.6 square meters. For drainage and slope protection structures, structural steel sheet piles furnished 2,565 meters, and for prevent 2,479.5 meters. For reinforcing steel, grade 40, 5,068.49 kilograms. Structural concrete, 20.68 megapascal, class A, 28 days, 65.66 cubic meters. Lead concrete, 59.79 cubic meters. And for concrete slope protection, 388.66 cubic meters. And for miscellaneous structures, reflectorized thermoplastic pavement markings white, 35.80 square meters. For the minimum equipment requirement, dump truck 4, payloader 1, backhoe 1, motorized road grader 1, vibratory roller 1, water truck 1, transit mixer 1, transit mixer 2, bulldozer, truck mounted crane, vibro hammer, cargo truck, concrete vibrator, concrete squeeder, concrete saw, bar cutter, total station, concrete mixer, plate compactor, set applicator machine, kneading machine, joint sealer, bar bender, and generator set, all 1 unit. For the quarry sources, item 200 or for 804 or for the aggregate base course, and the crushed gravel will be taken at San Ignacio, Agusan del Sur with a hauling distance of 7 kilometers. And for the sand screened and washed will be taken at Patrocinio, Santa Josefa, Agusan del Sur with a hauling distance of 23 kilometers. That will be our response.
Thank you. Any questions, clarifications for the rehabilitation of roads with slips along Energy Cuevas Bislig Road. Sir, yes sir.
Hi, good morning, sir. Sir, I would just like to clarify regarding the chute mentioned. Is it already included in the structure of concrete as well as the energy distributor?
Yes, sir. Sunod na ko siya sa item 404 o 405.
Any other questions or clarifications? Okay na sir?
Yes, sir. Thank you.
So, we'll proceed for the presentation of the bidding documents.
Good morning, everyone. For the bidding docs for contract ID 26NC001 to 26NC006. Invitation to bid. The DPWH Agusan del Sur 2nd DEO, Barangay Carao, San Francisco, Agusan del Sur, through the FY 2026, intends to apply the sum of 118,580,000, being the approved budget for the contract or the ABC2 payments under the contract for the following projects. For contract ID 26NC001, contract name, Rehabilitation, Reconstruction of Roads with slips, slope, collapse, and landslide along Butuan City-Talacogon-Loreto-Veruela-Sta Road, K1347 plus 125 to kilometer 1347 plus 261 with an ABC of 31,089,520 pesos. The brief description of works, construction of slope protection with steel sheet piles, calendar days to complete 288, bid documents fee of 25,000. For contract ID 26NC002, contract name, Rehabilitation, Reconstruction of Roads with slips, slope collapse, and landslide along NRJ Cuevas Bislig Road, K1386 plus 036 to K1386 plus 154, with an ABC of 36,909,740. Brief description of works, construction of slope protection with steel sheet piles. Calendar days to complete 292. Bid documents fee of 25,000. For contract ID 26NC003, contract name, Rehabilitation, Major Repair of Permanent Bridges, Tagabaka Bridge, B01800MN along Butuan City-Talacogon-Loreto-Veruela-Sta, Veruela-Sta Road with an ABC of 7,683,200 pesos with a scope of work, Rehabilitation, Major Repair of Bridge, calendar days to complete 106, bid documents fee of 10,000. For contract ID 26NC004, contract name, Rehabilitation, Major Repair of Permanent Bridges, Bagang Bridge with bridge ID B00787MN along NRJ San Francisco Bahi Barobo Road with an ABC of 9,604,000. Scope of work, Rehabilitation, Major Repair of Bridge. Calendar days to complete 109, bid documents fee of 10,000. For contract ID 26NC005, contract name, Retrofitting, Strengthening of Permanent Bridges, Panagangan Bridge 1 with bridge ID B01818MN along Butuan City-Talacogon-Loreto-Veruela-Sta Road with an ABC of 9,604,000. Scope of work, retrofitting / strengthening of bridge. Calendar days to complete 109. Bid documents fee of 10,000. For contract ID 26NC006 with contract name, Widening of Permanent Bridges, Cuevas Bridge, bridge ID B00789MN along NRJ Cuevas Bislig Road with an ABC of 23,689,540 pesos. Scope of work, widening of permanent bridge.
Calendar days to complete 240. Bid documents fee of 25,000. Bids received in excess of the APC will be automatically rejected at bid opening. The DPWH of Agusan del Sur 2nd DEO now invites bids for the aforementioned project. Bidders should have completed a contract similar to the project. The description of an eligible bidder is contained in the bidding documents, particularly in Section 2, Instruction to Bidders, or the ITB. Bidding will be conducted through competitive bidding procedures using a non-discriminatory pass or fail criterion, as specified in the IRR, otherwise known as the New Government Procurement Act, NGPA. Interested bidders may obtain further information from DPWH Agusan del Sur 2nd DEO and inspect the bidding documents at the address given below from 8 p.m. to 5 p.m., Mondays to Fridays. A complete set of bidding documents may be acquired by interested bidders from the address below or may be downloaded free of charge from the website of the Philippine Government Electronic Procurement System, or the PhilGIPS, and the website of the procuring entity starting on May 6, 2026, and upon payment of the applicable fee for the bidding documents pursuant to the latest guidelines issued by the GPPB. In the amount above stated, the procuring entity shall allow the bidder to present its proof of payment for the fees in person or by facsimile or through electronic means. It may also be downloaded free of charge from the website of the PhilGIPS and the website of the procuring entity, provided that the bidders shall pay the applicable fee for the bidding documents not later than the submission of bids. The DPWH of Agusan del Sur 2nd DEO will hold a private conference today, May 13, 2026 at exactly 10 a.m. at Back Conference Room, DPWH Agusan del Sur 2nd DEO. And through video conferencing via Zoom, flash on the screen the meeting ID and the password. Bids must be duly received by the BOC Bids and Awards Committee Secretariat through manual submission at the address indicated below or online electronic submission at electronicbid@agusandelsur2@dpwh.gov.ph on or before May 26 at or before 1 o'clock in the afternoon. Late bids shall not be accepted. All bids must be accompanied by a bid security in any of the acceptable forms and in the amount stated in the invitation to bid clause 16. Bid opening shall be on May 26, 2026 at 1 o'clock p.m. at Back Conference Room, DPWH Agusan del Sur, 2nd DEO, Barangay Carao, San Francisco, Agusan del Sur. For the bid detail sheet, for contract ID 1 and 2, the major category of work code RCSPS, work description, roads, construction, road slope protection using structural measures, revetment, retaining structures, rock netting, concrete creep, short creep, MSC walls, gabions, riprap, masonry. For contract ID 3 and 4, the major category of work code BRHCWOP, work description, bridges, rehabilitation, concrete, superstructure without piles. For contract ID 5, the major category of work code BRTCWOP, bridges, retrofitting, concrete, superstructure without piles. For contract ID 6, the major category of work BCCDP, work description, bridges, construction, concrete, superstructure with driven piles. This is based on the latest DO issued by the Department, DO 164 series of 2025. For the K personnel, the general and relevant experience for contract ID 1, for the PM, PEME, Foreman, Construction Safety and Health Officer, minimum of 3 years. For contract ID 2, the PM, PEME, Foreman, Construction Safety and Health Officer, the general and relevant experience must be 4 years. Minimum work experience. For contract ID 3, 4, and 5, the relevant and general experience for PM, PE, material, ME, foreman, construction, safety, and health officer must be 2 years. For contract ID 6, the general and relevant experience for PM, PE, ME, foreman, and construction, safety, and health officer must be 2 years. Bids will be valid for 120 days from opening of bids. The bid security shall be in the form of a bid securing declaration or any of the following forms. 1. The amount of not less than 2% of the ABC if bid security is in check. 2. The amount of not less than 5% of ABC if it is in surety bond. The address for submission of bids is Procurement Conference Room, DPWH Agusan del Sur, 2nd DEO. The deadline for submission of bids is on May 26, 2026 at or before 1 o'clock p.m. The required pickup license for the contracts. For contract ID 1, size range, medium A, license category B, largest single project, 15,544,760 pesos or 50% of the ABC. Allowable range of contract cost up to 150 million. For contract ID 2, size range, medium A, license category B, largest single project, 18,454,870 pesos or 50% of the ABC. Allowable range of contract cost up to 150 million. For contract ID 3, size range, small b, license category C and D, largest single project, 3,841,600 pesos or 50% of the ABC. Allowable range of contract cost up to 30 million. For contract IDs 4 and 5, size range small b, license category C and D, largest single project 4,802,000 or 50% of the ABC. Allowable range of contract cost up to 30 million. For contract ID 6, size range small b, license category C and D, largest single project 11,844,770 pesos or 50% of the ABC. Allowable range of contract cost up to 30 million. So this is the checklist for the technical and financial documents. So for if the project, if the contractor is naka JV, makitaan ko siya o katong sa latest GIS or the General Information Sheet. Then this is the bid 4. Bid securing declaration and the omnibus. These forms updated as per 12/009. Then for further information, you may refer to our back chairperson, Engineer Edwin Tinacarna. That's all for contract ID 1 to 6.
Thank you. Additional reminders, especially sa inyong legal documents regarding sa PhilJet registration, na make it sure na yung lahat ng other licenses or permits na part doon sa PhilJets na all are updated. Then, doon sa single largest contract, single largest completed contract, dapat naka-inline doon sa atong major category. Then, all ongoing projects within DPWH or LGU or private contracts, please disclose. Kay o sana sa reminder sa Commission on Audit nga kay sila po isubay ang inyong tanan ongoing na for the computation of your NFCC. Tanawa po to sa omnibus na to nga unsay naa dito i-disclose dito tanan labi na sa inyong mga key personnel na ba na ay disclosure. And for the materials for to be included in the project. So may regarding sa atong gravel, crush na gyud as per instruct as per memo na crush na ang gamiton. O kasi asa diri sa Agusan so murag gi-recommend crush aggregate na ang gamiton. Then before incorporation sa ato ang project, of course pangita dito sa test result. Mas maulaki ba ang yan na may case load nga na iwasan na nato na nga hindi dapat na pero ang testing na ulahi. Hindi na ito ma-sure kung sa ba ito, himpasar ba ito. So any other reminders or from the Bids and Awards Committee?
We would like also to remind you, magdanak mag-inspection and inspector team, they will be requiring the pile driving straight line diagram with the data. And as much as possible, please request somebody from the planning and design as well as the quality assurance section to witness the pile driving sa inyo to verify the refusal or the length of the pile na driven sa inyong project.
So, no more? Sa quality. Okay. Thank you to the Bids and Awards Committee, Technical Working Group, the Secretariat and Contractors.